Costco.
It says this is officially licensed by Girl Scouts of the USA.
I know, but you know what you don't want to know?
What do I not want to know? I mean, I'm reading right off the bag.
Because it's going to make you sad.
What?
It's from Costco.
Oh,
I didn't want to make you sad.
I mean, I've never heard anyone so in love with a corporate giant than you are in Costco.
I'm not in love with them. I just after your story, I mean, what's it been? We've known each other for like 40 years now.
No,
don't you think you would know by now?
When I was 10.
Don't you know? Don't you think you would have figured out by now that all you got to do is just give me a little seed for a story, and I will take it and turn it into something just completely fucking wrong or opposite of what it is.
Well, I mean,
and that's what I do. So you take a little seed nugget of something that upset you at Costco, and the next thing I'm going to do is prove to you that Costco is Jesus reincarnate.
Making the switch from Sam's Club to Costco was one of the worst decisions of my life.
Well,
they treat you like a criminal at Costco.
They don't treat you like a criminal.
No, like I don't
the worst decision you did was making a switch rather than having both of them for a while to determine if there's one you like or not, and then like sticking with either Sam's or switching.
I don't have the funds for that.
Well, you got the $120 membership from Costco. You could have got the $60 one. You get the same shit.
They told me I was going to get a 3% rebate back, and I was getting tires, so I figured it would be a good deal to get the $120 executive level.
That's true, because you did get tires.
Yeah, I got tires. So, I mean, that was...
Well, and the thing with the $120 membership is also if you don't save that much over the course of the year, then they send you a rebate check.
They say they will.
I know who gets one. I get the $120 one.
But, how hard would it be for them to have a super pretzel? I mean, really. It wouldn't be that hard.
Your thing is you judge the whole based on one little fucking tiny bit. And it's like, that part sucks, so the whole thing is fucking... I mean, baby and bathwater out the fucking window is made for you.
Well, I do believe I referenced about 3 things that pissed me off at Costco, but... I mean, that's okay. You can be their cheerleader.
Every one of
their
their
corporate cheerleader.
All 3 things was about the fucking membership card. You gave me 3 membership card stories, so you didn't give me 3 things. You cited 3 stories about the membership card.
I talked about super pretzels as well.
It's just funny because it's like
I also
so full of shit.
I talked about super pretzels, and I talked about
I don't know what a super pretzel
having
is.
the kind of brands that I wanted there. I felt like
I don't know what a super pretzel is.
Big, nice, puffy pretzel, a doughy pretzel.
And what's that do for your A1C?
Well, I mean, it's a treat. I don't eat it every day.
You sound like you fucking need to have it intravenously.
You're the one that has a 26-ounce, 1 pound, 10-ounce bag of Thin Mint pretzels.
Yeah. You also don't hear me complaining about them. Or you also don't hear me complaining about not being able to get those pretzels somewhere else.
But if you're worried about me eating a super pretzel now and then, and you have that big bag of deliciousness sitting around all the time to chow down on, what's the difference?
That is absolutely nonsensical.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Because first of all, I'm not worried about you eating pretzels. Eat all the fucking pretzels you want to eat. I don't fucking care.
Okay.
And when you eating pretzels, what does that have to mean? Oh, do you mean it's because every time you come over to the house, you just start going through the cupboards looking for stuff to eat?
I didn't go through the cupboards. Is that why it is? I didn't go through the cupboards. You put that bag out here.
No, but if I were worried about you eating a pretzel somewhere, why would that have to do with anything with what I have in my house?
You are just trying to make Costco look better. That's all you're doing.
I'm going to have the most beautiful tinfoil hat for you the next time you come over. I might even put a fancy pink feather in it.
Okay. Well, I suppose we should get going here.
Nah. Why start now?
Folks that are listening, my name is Nancy.
No, it's not. Your name is Scott.
No.
My name is Abigail.
Well, are we in a multiverse? Are we in a multiverse? What version of Scott am I getting today?
Oh no, you're getting the fine version of Scott, but I am multiversed the fuck out. That's just all there is to it. Aren't you really? I mean, we've actually a couple times tonight talked about it, and now that I think about it, you have kind of slitherined your way by it and not responded to any of the multiverse bitching that I was doing, which was significant in its own way.
I
mean, aren't you over it?
Well, I don't know that I'm over it. I was just thinking about this, and I guess we're going to lead with Loki tonight. Let's just lead with Loki, right?
Really? We can.
We're segueing in. I mean,
but we don't have to, because it seems like every TV show now is multiverse.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
every time you fucking turn around,
yeah, there's a lot of multiverse going on. Even in Doctor Who, there's multiverse.
I think I saw a trailer for episode 3 of Frasier, and I'm pretty sure there's multiverse in there. Fucking, because it's got both. It's got both Lilith and fucking what's her name, the blonde. They're both there, like they're sharing the same body in episode 3. It's a multiverse.
Lilith and Roz?
No, the blonde. The
blonde.
Yeah, from Cheers.
Oh, Diane. Oh boy,
it's Diane and Lilith. They're like in the same body.
Okay, creepy.
Living across the hall in Fraser's son's apartment with his son's friend's girlfriend's baby or whatever.
Oh yeah, so I will say this. So after watching this last episode of Loki, 1893, if I had not seen Quantumania, Ant-Man Quantumania, where they developed the Kang character, I wouldn't have had any real sense of why Sylvie wanted to kill Victor Timely, right? Because he becomes,
She said she wants to kill every iteration of him.
Yeah, and I mean, and
that's from last season.
Had I not seen, I think Loki shows a version of Kang that if you didn't understand Kang from another show or the comic book, you really would be just like, what's wrong with that guy? I mean, it drives it home somewhat after seeing what he did in Quantumania.
Yeah, well, some are good and some are bad. Mm-hmm. And this guy, he's just as bad as the other ones. He started off kind of like almost seeing just like a moron, that was maybe trying to do whatever, make some money or make a buck or whatever. Nah, he's 100% Kang.
Well, but I mean, okay, was he Kang? When I was joking about Baby Kang, when they were giving the book, the TVA book, to the young black man that would eventually become Kang.
You mean just young Kang?
Young Kang, yeah.
Color doesn't matter, just so you know.
Well, he's black.
Listeners.
He's black. Well, I can reference him as his racial color.
Okay, white Nancy, I'm sorry. Go on.
He's black.
Please, I'm sorry.
Kang is black.
I am sorry. I interrupted you, white Nancy. Please go ahead.
Okay, fine. So he. I mean, it's Miss Minutes that is the actual.
Could you imagine Black Nancy?
Yeah, that'd be great. I wish I was.
I think I'd like her.
I think I'd like her. I think I'd prefer it. I think it'd be great if I was black.
I think I'd prefer it too.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Anyway,
that's weird. But here's the deal: Miss Minutes is the ultimate villain because she's the one that goes back in time and gives that kid the book. She
is going to be the one that's behind everything.
Well, she already is.
No, but we've
already revealed that.
Well, she's doing the little, yeah. She's shaping stuff. But I think even they're going to have an actual, honest to God, Marvel Avengers movie with Kang. It's going to be fucking Miss Minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
that's going to be standing over the corpses of fucking Thor and everybody else.
Yeah, Miss Minutes is the bad guy, and then what's the creepiest? Apparently, she wants a body to sleep with him, and I saw that coming.
He created her.
He created her, and yeah, she's obviously doesn't have an Oedipus complex. It's not a father figure.
Introduce her to ChatGPT.
Father figure. She wants a love. Now, how does she fall with Kang if she wasn't programmed to do so?
The big thing about AIs is they can learn.
She
So
mentioned that.
I would assume it's a learning thing.
She mentioned that at one point. There's some lines where in the show where she says something to that effect.
There are a lot of lines,
like,
and they put them together and call them a script.
Thank you for giving me like free will and stuff like that. So she kind of explains that away. I like this episode though. Out of season 2,
Other than the snoozy part.
The third, other than the real sleeper part,
right before they dropped.
They were like,
I was say Renfield, right before they dropped Renfield in the water.
Renslayer, right before they dropped Renslayer in the water. It was getting a little bit slow, but
yes, ma'am.
They were kind of setting that up too. They were setting us up for the big watery drop,
the big Waterloo.
But out of all the episodes this season so far, this episode 3 made the most sense to me. Didn't you feel like it made sense?
Here's the deal. It was a slow burn and got like really slow in the middle. I don't know. Your definition of mine might be different on this, but I think we mean the same thing. I don't know about made the most sense, but it seemed to provide the most information.
Yeah, it provided a lot of information. It was very linear too.
If that means.
It was very linear. They weren't jumping around in time and pruning lines and popping back in with Loki's hair being flung hither and thou.
Look at that timeline.
It only happened once.
Look at that timeline on that pretty mirror. Why don't you grab some razor blade and cut that timeline up?
They had a character. Let me say this. So this is kind of stupid. They had a character that, because we had the closed captioning on, that was actually titled Robber Baron. That's kind of ridiculous.
Well, no, it was. I mean, but that wasn't his name.
It said Robber Baron.
Yeah, like saying white guy. Like if it had said White Nancy.
Kind of like
that. Or or hood or thug or prostitute. Yeah. I mean, Robert Barron, but very much. I mean, that's very timely for 1893.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he,
I want to be a Robert Barron.
He had a significant lisp, a stutter and a lisp in this episode. Kang did. I'm trying to think. Does Kang?
Oh, well, not a lisp. It was more of a stutter, wasn't it?
He had a stutter, but then he had a little bit of a lisp.
And it wasn't even really a stutter. It was more just like an apprehensive.
I thought at first perhaps that was the way he was talking to the crowd, like to build anticipation. But then it seemed like it carried on through the rest of the episode.
It was a speech impediment.
It would have been nice if we could have seen the young version of Victor Timely with a speech impediment. That would have been kind of nice. But, oh well.
Oh, you mean when he was the kid picking up the book?
Like why is he so significant? So, but... I mean, I'm in the show for sex and because I love Loki, and I guess it just doesn't really matter what they do or say or how confused I am.
The entire reason for the show for you is Loki.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I guess it's the title character, so there's probably a lot of people in it for Loki, but
yeah, I mean,
you're in it for Tom Hiddleston.
I'm in it for Tom Hiddleston, yeah, as Loki, because sometimes I don't like him in other roles, but. He is really good as Loki. I enjoy him immensely as Loki.
It's kind of weird.
Well, let's talk about some of the fun stuff. Like when they were in that dino mat eating the neon green key lime pie. That was pretty cool. I really liked what they set up there. And it kind of made me nostalgic about going back and going to actually one of those and just, like putting in some quarters and pulling out a piece of pie.
Piece of pie.
That's kind of neat. I like that.
I just wish we would have actually had them around here, but too small. Too small of, what am I saying? Locale. Mm-hmm. For us to have them.
Right. We're too small for that. There's a great line in episode 2 where, I don't know who says it now, but I think Mobius says it. There's a lot to unpack when you are in a relationship with yourself about Loki and Sylvie. I like that
because it was problem.
Yeah, that's whatever. I shook the microphone.
You can push it further forward and it'll.
I shook the tree. It's okay. I pruned it. But
yeah, that was like the first episode. Oh no, it wasn't. No, it was when they were McDonald's.
Yeah, because that's ultimately the absolute best so far has been our our trip down memory lane.
No, because
with
it's
old
causing
McDonald's.
problems. It's causing additional problems outside. It's causing other arguments we normally wouldn't have had outside the television show.
Oh, come on. We have arguments like that all the time. This is nothing new. We're
normally have-
arguing about apple pies.
But we don't
folks.
normally have arguments that spawn other arguments.
Well, so here's the deal. We both agree.
Bum.
We both agree that we loved that
Loved past tense.
damn hotter than the sun fried apple pie they used to have at McDonald's. And so we did a deep dive into what happened to the apple pie. And hard to believe that apple pie was in production at McDonald's from 1968 to 1992. And then they decided frying the pie was too unhealthy. The fucking pie was too unhealthy. And they needed to make a more healthy pie. Does that even make any sense?
Don't you hate it when your pie fries?
What? What did you just say?
Don't you hate it when your pie fries?
Yeah, I mean, it don't make any sense. I mean, they had an incredible product that everybody wanted.
It was fucking awesome.
And they just all of a sudden they're like, we're baking this pie.
And what did I say? It's because McDonald's keeps trying to do healthy stuff across their menu, and they never will. People go to McDonald's for a Big Mac or nuggets, and they don't want a healthy Big Mac or healthy nuggets or whatever. They want fucking McDonald's.
And Starbucks is the same way. There's nothing healthy at Starbucks either, except for their classic oatmeal. But here's the deal. I enjoyed that this article that we referenced stated that it caused a national uproar when they quit frying that pie.
Gotta fry that pie.
Caused a national uproar. And then
If you ain't frying pie.
Then we're like, we found out that you can still get the damn pie in a couple locations. Do you want to let the audience know where they can get themselves a hotter than the sun fried apple pie still at McDonald's?
I don't, because it's still just a little too close to home.
What?
Do you mean a fiery hot apple pie?
Yeah, like burn your mouth apple pie.
Like fire hot.
Hot.
Hawaii.
Yep.
Fire hot.
Oh, no. Oh, you tricked me.
Well, that's not very difficult.
Thanks, Miss Minutes. You totally tricked me on that.
And I was going to say lava hot. But
Well, anyway.
But Hawaii, for some reason, Hawaii, because of the way the stores are out there, and one locale in California.
Downey, California.
It was the third McDonald's restaurant ever opened.
And
they get to do their own menu, is what it said. They get to do their own menu.
It's like they're godfathered in on their franchise, is what it is.
I'm like, I got to look at my travel points.
We have this.
Can you imagine going to California just to get a fucking pie?
I bet people do.
I'm going to think about it now.
I have a friend. I have a couple friends in California. I wonder if they live close to that town. So here's the situation, though. I had no idea. I mean, I had no idea that Hawaii was the only place that is running those apple pies still in the whole damn world.
Well, other than California.
Other than Downey, California. When I've been to Hawaii twice, if I'd known, man, I would have been eating at McDonald's every day.
That's why you want to use a travel agent.
Well, they wouldn't have known.
And there's one other thing besides the pie that used to be just glorious.
In Hawaii?
No, at McDonald's.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
The cheese Danish.
I never had one of them.
It was a cream cheese Danish. It was apple pie was better.
And they don't have the Danish anymore?
They don't have any of it anymore.
You know, I really enjoyed when they had a breakfast sandwich on a bagel. It was like a steak. It was like a steak bagel.
They actually brought that
sandwich.
back for a while and then discontinued it again.
Oh, that was really good.
The best thing they ever had was the McSkillet breakfast burrito.
I never had that.
It was steak and potatoes and onions and a spicy Mexican red sauce and scrambled eggs, and it was so good. And it was a full-size burrito, not those little pencil dick things that they do now, and they sell for $2.50 with a couple pieces of sausage.
Yeah,
and eggs.
those little guys aren't good. I don't like them. I did lose about 12 pounds though when McDonald's had their oatmeal because I stopped eating.
Oatmeal's awesome. I love
egg
oatmeal.
McMuffins, and I went there and I got their big sugar-free vanilla coffee and oatmeal, and it held me all day. It just did. It held me all day. And then they cut it because you were right earlier when you said McDonald's cannot run anything healthy on their
No,
menu.
and they shouldn't even fucking try.
And that brings us back to the damn pie.
And why are we still talking about McDonald's? Is there anybody left listening to this show?
Because it was in Loki and we loved it. Yeah. So
Hello, anybody still there?
anything else you'd like to mention about
McDonald's?
About Loki?
It's the first 3 episodes have actually been a slow burn altogether, actually. So, but I'm liking it.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be building to something, but all of episode 1 was just a blur to me. Other than Short Round, because he's amazing. We love Short Round,
And he still sounds like Short Round.
Well,
That's
it's his voice.
But I mean, no, I mean, but
it's a man's voice.
But he's 40 years older than he was at Short. I mean, he sounds like Short Round. Is what I'm saying.
He's absolutely fantastic. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome. But
yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the movies and how they integrate this stuff.
Yeah, so I do have a little bit more about that. I mean, before I saw the most recent episode, Inverse, the website Inverse, was saying that Loki season 2 shattered Marvel's time travel canon. And basically, they can do whatever they want now. They can change anything in the events of Endgame, the events of anything, probably the Thor movies and all that stuff, because Loki is changing the timeline and has made it. I believe their quote was, "Loki can be in a chaos of paradoxes and change the fabric of time and space," which will, every time they reboot something in Marvel now, they'll just be like, well, Loki changed the timeline.
Yeah, I'm just curious what the meat is behind that article, because I hadn't read it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was Inverse. But shouldn't be too hard to find.
No, it's not. They've also got another article that says, "Who is Victor Timely? Loki producer reveals the surprising origin of the Kang variant. Victor was meant to be more timely."
Shocker. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
No, just who is Victor Timely? Loki producer reveals the surprising origin of that variant. Says he was meant to be more timely.
Well, his name is Victor Timely. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I'm just telling you. It's the article. I haven't read the article yet.
Okay.
Just blah, 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 blah. You've been given a warning at the end of season 1. The war is coming. He's introduced as the crux to Ravonna and Miss Minutte's plan to bring back He Who Remains, following instructions left by He Who Remains.
Well, they're all following his bidding at the end
Will
of time.
he be an agent of chaos?
Yeah, so, I mean...
Of course, they all will be. That's what they're... That's all the Kangs are, is agents of chaos.
Well, let's just say then, let's speak about chaos, because Loki is supposed to be chaos, and they've taken
Mischief.
Loki's God of Mischief. They have taken Loki's character and just ripped it to pieces. He is a villain. He shouldn't be a hero.
That's what they were saying.
I know. They
You're a
said
villain.
that.
You're a villain.
And it's annoying. I mean, it's other than the fact that he's hot and I like looking at him, and I've kind of oddly enjoyed his romance with Sylvie, which is sort of sick, actually. But I mean, I'd like to see him get back to his deviousness, his devious nature.
But don't you think everything he's doing right now is to protect himself? It's to save himself. Everything he's doing right now is to save himself, because he thinks ultimately, if they can get this shit settled, then he can get out of the TVA and then squirted back out onto the timeline alive.
Yeah, hopefully.
And not be killed by Thanos. I mean, so to think otherwise, I think would be foolish.
But everything he's doing right now, I mean, Thanos is possibly gone. His timeline might have been
he doesn't know that. But he doesn't know that.
Right.
I mean, if we take it in linear order of the things that have happened in Loki season 1 and now in season 2, he has no idea that, about the snap or any of that kind of monkey butt.
Well, and honestly,
he's just trying to save his own bacon to get out and get back out on the street and be a Loki.
To cycle back to something you said a while ago, I shouldn't have to write a master's thesis to understand a stupid TV show.
Well, it's a TV show and all the movies. I'm just fucking over it. The multiverse has to go. They got to blow the fucking thing up.
Some nerd out there has a flow chart. We just need to find it. Someone has already figured out this stuff.
Oh, to be like the Battlestar Galactica one with the Cylons?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You need a 40-foot long wall to do the whole thing.
I don't know why we're trying so hard.
Universe. You want to use flowchart?
Yeah.
Something about flow right now kind of makes me a little queasy. Kind of like moist.
Oh, well, if you want to talk about flow, then we should talk about American Horror Story Delicate, because they're always referencing that lady's hoo-ha. It's every episode, someone's up in her hoo-ha. And I know you haven't seen the most recent one, but there's actually a scene where they're doing some sort of physical therapy on her vagina.
I'm one episode out.
Yeah, and that's been kind of
physical
hard to watch.
therapy with it.
Yeah, no.
Do they give her a bunch of ping pong balls or what?
They're talking about her pelvic floor, a pelvic floor physical therapist.
Oh, that's not new.
And no, it isn't. But
even I knew that,
because like I haven't birthed any babies. I don't have issues with my pelvic floor. I've never had to experience someone like actually physically manipulating it, and. Yeah, no, it's kind of gross.
Like a pelvic wine cellar.
Yeah. Well, but and that I had read that one of the chronic themes of this season in American Horror Story is how women are not allowed to express themselves and experience pain because there's so much of the patriarchy and basically women's reproductive business that they're trying to focus on that. And well, you know what? They're doing a damn good job of focusing on it because that's all it is. Every episode is her hoo-ha. And I'm just kind of over it. I mean,
you know what? I'm going to argue with you on that one. I mean, it hasn't been hoo-ha-y. I mean, sure, they've had some doctors up in her hoo-ha-y, but they're not like they're talking about it. I mean, it's not like it's a Taco Bell commercial.
It certainly is about the taco. Did you see the episode where they had an opening back in the Middle Ages with Mary Tudor? Did you see that?
What the fuck are you talking about?
In American Horror Story Delicate, one of the episodes opens.
Who was Mary Tudor?
Mary Tudor. She was a British monarch.
I have no idea where you're going with this.
So in American Horror Story Delicate, one of the most recent episodes has a flashback, I guess, kind of a storyline that happened in the Middle Ages where they represent this satanic cult. They show this satanic cult in Mary Tudor's bedroom as she's giving birth to a baby. And after the baby comes out, it's they don't let her see it, but up slips a little clawed hand, and it looks alien or demonic in some way.
Oh yeah, that's from. I'm trying to think what movie that's from.
No, it's from Rosemary's Baby.
Is that the one that's from? The little. What do you call it? You push the babies around in?
Yeah, the bassinet.
Bassinet. Yeah. And then it's got like this monster claw coming up there. That's Rosemary's Baby. Yeah, I've seen that.
So, but they slipped that in to the beginning of an American Horror Story episode to kind of show that this has happened before. And now Dex's mother is referencing a satanic cult, and it's getting a little bit more fleshed out.
All of this has happened before, and all of this will happen again.
Yeah, kind of stuff.
Yeah, let's see. That's Battlestar Galactica.
Have you pulled up a Marvel flow chart yet?
I found one, but then I ended up on a Subway map.
Oh, okay. Well, keep digging.
And now
around.
it's all Russia. I gotta stay away from Russian websites. And then it ended up with
on the dark web.
No, I'm not on the dark web, but I did get a Chatterbait came up, so I was like, no.
Well, as you continue to look, I will talk about another.
I'm gonna stop looking.
I'm gonna stop looking. Okay.
I'm gonna stop looking because I don't want to talk about it anymore.
All right, so we're done with Loki.
Talk about something fun.
I got something fun, and this is gonna be. I know Ashoka's over. But you know how we oftentimes bring up kind of our loser of the week, and this to me,
it originally started out as our Pop-Tart or our pop culture, and then you rebranded it as loser of the week.
Right.
A couple episodes ago.
So again with Inverse,
what are we gonna do if I want to talk about somebody nice?
Well, whatever. We can talk about a winner of the week. Why don't we start that category? And
I like that.
Well, okay.
I like that.
But it's
actually,
this could be, depending on your perspective, this could be a winner or a loser.
Okay, and then hang on. Okay, that's where we'll insert the new music chime things.
Okay, so
and we got to come up with something. Blue banana.
What?
We need something like blue banana for while I'm editing. So since I do text editing now through everything, because I edit with the text from the transcript rather than the waveforms, if you want to like really want something cut out of the show, there's times before where you go like, don't put this out on the show. You know what I mean?
You anyway.
And then, but see now if you do something, if you go like blue banana, don't put this in, blue banana, and then when I search for blue banana, it'll find it right away and I can cut it out.
Yeah, like you will. You'll just leave me staggering on blue banana.
Well, then come up with something else. But I need something that if you really, honest to God, like, you don't want people on your doorstep because they know that you still have a disco ball for a front porch light and you're killing birds, then, we want something that's gonna...
Oh, is that why there's been so much avian death on my porch? Sorry.
You're the one that caused it.
Yeah, well, okay. So here, this is I truly find this annoying, and I consider it a loser of the week. And it's the same article, the same people in Verse had a article about Ashoka recently, and
they were probably reprinting a Screen Rant story.
I quote, even after Ashoka, Star Wars still can't get female characters right. That's what they said. And then it said specifically, Ashoka.
It's specifically.
Ashoka doesn't pass the Bechdel test. Have you ever heard of the Bechdel test?
Yeah, that's you take a girlfriend and you put a pencil under her boobs, and then if the pencil doesn't fall down, she passes the Bechdel test.
No.
Or no, actually, you want the pencil to fall down.
No. So what the Bechdel test is, and I just pulled this up on Wikipedia.
Isn't a phone company Bechtel? We got that.
It's Bechdel. It's named after.
Oh, I'm thinking Beck Communications. That's one of the cable companies we got around here.
No, Bechdel. It's named after a man. It's
named after a man.
A man came up with this, and he says.
Don't I direct you back to the pencil test?
A Bechdel test is a measure of the representation of women in film and fiction. So how women are represented in movies and books and things like that. And there's 3 criteria to it. And it is, number 1, does a work feature at least 2 female characters?
And do they do something other than talk about a man and all that kind of stuff?
You've got it.
I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Bechdel test.
Yeah.
So do they have a conversation about something? That is a criteria.
Yep, other than a man.
Yeah, so
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So basically, they said that
I love it when I find out I'm smarter than I knew.
Ahsoka fails the Bechdel test because each heroine is defined by the men in their past. Hera, the death of her husband. Ahsoka, Anakin. Sabine, Ezra. Morgan, Elsbeth, and the Night Sisters only exist to do Thrawn's bidding. And then Shin Hate is attached to Balin's skull, kind of like a father figure. And then they quote, "It's not great to watch so many powerful women sit around talking about the men in their lives." Now, come on. Do you really feel like they did that in that show? Just sit around and talk about the men in their lives?
Here's the deal. That Bechdel test came out when? Like 1985 or 1995
I think it was earlier than that.
Some horse shit like that. Things were different a long time ago. Mm-hmm. When we talk about things and how we looked at things. And things were really different a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
And so a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, what women thought didn't matter. Especially on cinema. Mm-hmm. So that's how TV shows ended up.
Yep.
So this is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Fuck the Bechdel test. Look at the progress we've made now. That's what I want you to do.
Well, but this article is clearly trying to do that, and they're not seeing what I'm seeing because I didn't see that.
Just right over your head.
Did you? No, I got it. But they are looking at a current episode of Star Wars and saying Star Wars is still not getting female characters right. I completely disagree with them. I thought they did a good job in this show.
The whole thing is about a kick-ass female who's not a Jedi but a Force wielder.
Yeah. Right.
And who has surpassed what her male I don't want to say trainer because that does sound bad. Her male
Master,
teacher, well, I'm trying to use like everyday terms. Her male teacher completely surpassed what he thought she could become. She's kicking ass and going in and saving the day and going in and getting her the little wimpy Ezra guy who got, he didn't get stuck in a whale, but he got stuck chasing another guy. I mean, no, not at all. I mean, she's kicking ass and taking names and building her little circle of people, including Sabine, with her training and everything like that. No, I'm right there with you.
I honestly, I'm like,
it's somebody trying to get fucking clicks on a story is what it is.
Well, I thought this one was really, truly interesting because unlike you, I had not heard of the Bechdel test, and I guess.
Yet I knew what it was.
Yeah, you did. I mean, it's come up. I haven't heard about it though. So I wanted to explore this article a little bit more. And I mean, so they also say Star Wars uses women to prop up male characters. And I'm like, this is just
okay. So somebody's got a hard on for fucking Star Wars. I can't believe I'd be the first person in the world. I am not the first person that would ever defend Star Wars because Star Trek's better. Let's just be honest. But that's bullshit.
Yeah, it really is. I completely disagreed with that. I mean, I will say in the past, Star Wars has not had many female characters that have been significant. I mean, it is pretty heavily populated by male. Did Split Ends write that article? No, she didn't.
Because I've seen several. If you go back and you watch some of her stuff on Ahsoka, she talks about the fact that she's all about female empowerment and everything, but she goes on to say many times that she feels that there was not enough male representation in some of these series, Ahsoka being one of them. Oh. But she also badmouths her and says she fights too slow, too. So
well, yeah. Whatever. She's... So the one thing that we have consistently said, though, about this show is we've talked about why Morgan Elsbeth is so stuck on Thrawn. But at the end of the day, I think she's working for him. It's not like he's exactly a man in her life. She's working for the dude. She believes in Elsbeth. If she believes in his cause, and so do the Night Sisters, then, they're going to be...
believed. Oh, I told you the Night Sisters are actually using Thrawn.
They might be. We might find out at the end of the series that, yeah. I mean, come on, because it's Claudia Black. She's not...
Right?
Yeah, right? Black doesn't fall in line with the Bechdel test.
Or get stupid regardless of what sci-fi show you have her in.
She ain't gonna throw down.
She was a thief and a swindler in whatchamacallit, or we know that she started. She was a thief and a swindler in Stargate.
She's a peacekeeper in Farscape.
Oh, she was a peacekeeper, wasn't she?
She wasn't a thief or a swindler. She was like
but she got booted though, was the thing. So she ended up being a rogue agent.
She
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she ends up on the she gets, I think,
she ends up in the dark
scammed. I think she gets kind of like tricked and tossed, and they make her look one way and she isn't, and
I'd forgotten about that.
And then she ends up with a bunch of miscreants. It's like the Isle of Misfit Toys on Farscape, because they're all coming from different places.
Right.
And
well, in Stargate, she's an absolute swindler. Anyway, yes. Well, we know different characters in different shows.
Claudia Black. I hope that she redeems herself on that show.
I'm just thinking, the deal. The witches. They've been around for like millennia and millennia in the Star Wars universe, doing all kinds of evil, creepy stuff and bringing people to life and killing them and reanimating them and doing this, that, and the other. All, utilizing the Force. And then you got a little, Blue Man Group wannabe Thrawn. Do you think that he actually has while maybe a brilliant strategist and logistician, do you think that he's really going to outsmart these three bitches? I mean, witches.
Beats me.
I mean, they were like, sure, he woke them up, supposedly is the deal. They were hibernating.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is it. If you put Claudia Black and Thrawn, and I know that's wrong to say because we're talking about a real person and a fake person together, I'd go for Claudia every time.
Yeah, me too.
Witch number one or sister number one, whatever her name is.
Eventually, someone's got to take down Thrawn. It might as well be her.
Of course, that'd be awesome. But I just don't think you need to, discount them. And again, so that goes back to powerful women. I just get so tired. God, I get so fucking tired of people that it's just like, there's not enough vaginas in movies and TV, and then you go over split ends. There's too many vaginas all over the goddamn place, and then these vaginas or these tacos are working for these hot dogs, and these hot dogs aren't respecting these fucking tacos, and it's just enough, man. Just enjoy the fucking movie.
Well, and I just realized as I stare at this Girl Scout bag, that's how
Speaking
we started.
Of tacos.
Yeah, we just really we didn't plan that, folks, and we're not throwing shade at the Girl Scouts. I don't want those people angry at me. I need their cookies every year.
A whole Girl Scout troop coming after you. That's scarier than fucking Friday the 13th.
Don't want that.
That's some hockey mask level scary shit right there.
I don't want. Oh, and I, just going a bit off topic, I did, because it's spooky season, I did go see Exorcist Believer.
I heard it totally sucked.
It didn't. It was really, I thought it was a good movie.
That's what I get for watching another review at Screen Rant.
I had never seen the original Exorcist until this year.
I haven't seen it either.
I had always been too scared to watch it.
Oh.
And I decided it's the 50th anniversary of The Exorcist. And I'm 50 and I decided, well, I'm going to watch it. And
I'm 50.
I'm 50.
50 years old. I stretch.
And I kick. Yes. Well, we don't remember what else it says. I don't camel toe, but there we go.
Camel toe.
I try to avoid camel toe.
Okay, I'm moose knuckle.
But what I really liked the most about this particular version of Exorcist is they take a bunch of different religions and kind of mash them up instead of it just being the Catholic priest and stuff like that. And that was, the actual exorcism scene involves a voodoo priestess, and it is the bomb. That was a good scene. It was good.
That would be like my absolute favorite series of American Horror Story, which was Coven.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And who was it they had there? Is the voodoo woman again? The voodoo witch.
No, it was
in Coven.
Was it Angela Bassett?
Yes, it was. Oh my God, she was. Coven was my favorite season.
Oh, me too. We're on the same page as that, but they do a really good job of blending in a couple different religions. And they got some voodoo stuff in there.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
And one of the reasons I segued into this is because I read an article recently that said it wasn't throwing shade at either of the Exorcist movies, but it did say, why are they always choosing prepubescent girls to be possessed by the devil?
I'm sorry, I clicked a link. I didn't know it was going to turn on a TV show.
Well, it's kind of some good background music for Exorcist.
Well, it is The Exorcist.
But
I didn't think I had it because
The power of Christ compels us.
I don't know why it's playing. I canceled Max. I don't have HBO anymore, and it's I just clicked on it and it's playing away on Apple TV.
Jeez, I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's kind of creepy.
It's a William Friedkin film. Mm-hmm. It's a Friedkin film. Where's the Friedkin film, man?
So what I find interesting, I thought it was a good movie, but to segue into everything else we've been talking about, that is a really good question. Is why do they choose these young girls to possess? Why don't they ever choose a young boy?
Well, that is sexist. That's going to be sexist because it's these directors and everything, and all the directors like have sex with all the actresses and everything like that. And that's a holdover from like the 40s and whatnot. That you get the damsel. You know, that's what's going to get people there. Oh, I'm possessed.
They very much. It is kind of creepy though, because both in the original and this newest incarnation of it, they very much sexualize the 12-year-old girls. There is a scene in the church where one of the girls who's possessed is like masturbating in the pew, and that was very disturbing. And then they have another scene with the girl where she's talking about losing her maiden blood, and it's just in other
words, you don't want to go to church with me this Sunday. That's
well, that was like a demon voice that came out of me. It's true.
That's typical mass for me.
And then I think
flicking the bean in the pew.
Oh yeah, no, they're definitely. I think why they do it with young female girls is to push up the ick factor, right? I think it's to push up the ick factor. That's just got to be the reason.
I would say that's part of it, and then plus, a damsel in distress is going to be more than a damsel in distress.
Mm-hmm. And then the other thing that I found interesting in this particular version is they really focus in on. So if you have a religious background, you can pick up on some things that I think are actually a little bit horrifying. So I was told
the priesthood.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I was told all my life growing up Lutheran, Missouri Synod Lutheran, that if a child is not baptized,
I believe it's pronounced Lutheran.
If Lutheran,
Lutheran,
if a child is not baptized and they die, they go to hell. I was told that.
I remember. I remember hearing the same thing, or at least they don't go to heaven if they're not baptized. You know what I mean? They hang out with everybody else on the island in Lost.
Right. So or purgatory. And so
that's what Lost was.
In this particular movie, there's a Southern Baptist. One of the girls is Southern Baptist.
This is the new one.
And she is super freaking out because her daughter isn't baptized because the Southern Baptist baptized later in life. And she's like,
"Oh, they do."
She's like, "If this
you got to get him in the river, right?
If this demon kills her, she will go to hell." And then and I'm going to spoil it. This is a spoiler for Exorcist Believer if you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
At the end,
I'll plug my ears.
Do you want to hear it, or did I not spoil?
I don't know, but you said it was good.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Go ahead. I don't care.
Well, so at the end,
I've been drinking. I'll forget it.
The demon is saying, pick one of these girls is going to die, and they're trying to save them both. One of them does die, and then there's a scene where she is kind of like in an astral plane or something, and the demon pulls her into hell. And so it's like they followed up with that kind of horrible religious undertone that if you're not baptized, you're going to go to hell.
So it's Sophie's Choice.
Oh, really? I've never seen Sophie's Choice.
It's about the mother who has to decide which one of her kids are going to be killed, which one's going to survive, and her name would be Sophie, and she has to make a choice.
I've never seen that movie.
It's like a World War II Nazi thing, and she's like, got to give up one of the kids. One of them's going to die.
Oh,
who's it going to be?
Well, and I mean that's also a biblical story. It's like, we're going to cut one of those babies in half, and do you trust the Lord and all that stuff. But I was a little disturbed by that. I know you don't oftentimes see unhappy endings in movies, and boy, was this one ever an unhappy ending. Really unhappy ending. So
now I want to see it.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, there's a couple of moments in it where you're like, oh, this is stupid or whatever.
Think of where I got the big. This isn't meant to be a review of what you call it, but.
Well, it was a good segue. It all started with Girl Scouts, Thin Mints pretzels from Costco.
Isn't it amazing how a chocolatey, minty pretzel will get you?
It's just a thread. It's a thread. We follow threads sometimes because we're freeform.
It's a rabbit hole.
Listeners, we're freeform.
It's an exorcist hole.
Oh, God. No, let's not talk about... let's not talk about holes. I don't want to talk about holes. Yuck.
3.3 rating gets out of 5 out of 10. Yeah, it didn't get very good reviews.
No, people don't like it, but I don't. You know, someone told me this recently about. I was talking to someone about the movie Creator, and which had such hype going in, and it got terrible reviews.
But it's bounced back, I think, if I remember correctly.
Well, I talked to other big.
I still want to see it.
I talked to another big sci-fi fan in my life, and they said that they only go to movies based on Rotten Tomatoes scores. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
Are you absolutely shitting me?
You're missing 80% of the good movies out there.
Well, it's like, are you, come on.
That is
think
fucking
for yourself.
dumb.
First of all.
Exactly.
You need to go to movies that you like and are interested in, and then you make your own decisions.
That is so stupid.
I used to get this dates me, of course, but I used to listen to Roger Ebert.
Actually, it's got 67% from the dipshits that write reviews about things and 76% audience score. I thought it was lower than that. See, I think it bounced back a little bit.
Creator? Are you talking about Creator now?
Yeah. I think we should be... I just wish, like, in streaming apps and all that kind of shit, they have, like, the Rotten Tomato, the tomato score and everything. I don't give a fuck about what the reviewers... or the critics and whatnot from some stupid fucking Baltimore Sun magazine might think about a movie. I want to know what the score is from people that walk in and or walk out or hang out and watch the movie. I want the audience score in that stuff because it's usually far closer to what I would think.
Yeah, Creator is something that I won't spoil. I won't spoil the movie.
I want to see that one.
That's
got a 76% audience score.
It was something that should be seen on the big screen. I really do think because there's just some incredible special effects in that movie.
I'll come down here in my media room. I'll smoke a bowl and it'll look really big.
There's some super cool sound effects and it does have a Blade. It has a Blade Runner vibe, of course. And there's a couple other shows you could probably compare it to.
I think the budget on it. I think the thing about it was the budget was super small.
80 million. And it looks the budget was 80 million, but it looks like a 200 million movie is what they're saying. So but the director has significant experience with special effects, and so he was able to figure out how to make the movie cheaper. And they were saying he didn't like all the people that work in CGI and the thousands of people that are in the credits. He hired them at specific points so that he didn't waste their time. They said a lot of movies right now hire them at the beginning and then they sit around and do nothing and just get paid.
Sure.
So he put them in at specific points in time.
He did just-in-time logistics.
He was probably an effective manager.
No, seriously, just in time. You bring them in when you need it and then they release them when you go. That's what can Brown do for you. That's totally...
Right. So they're saying he did that, but I think he did a lot more than that. Their locations are incredibly helpful where they shot. I will say this: the only thing that bothered me a little bit about the movie, it's quite melancholy. It makes you sad and left the theater, and it's also feels very much at times a little bit like Avatar because there's a kind of the way that they look at the military is problematic in this movie. It's set in 2065, so it's not, our time.
Just a skosh ahead of us.
Yeah, it's just ahead of us. And what also it makes me feel like, I kind of feel like I'm in the Vietnam War at times in this movie, or the Korean War, just because a lot of it is set in Eastern Asia, and the treatment of the people, not necessarily the robots, but the treatment of the people and the animals.
It's in Thailand.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to watch at times. But otherwise, amazing movie. I definitely recommend it, and you should see it.
No, Alex, it looks like it doesn't really, didn't really break even. It's done. It was a budget of 80 million, and it's just made a little bit worldwide, over 80 million right now.
It's unfortunate because it's an amazing movie.
And because that money doesn't necessarily translate into because the overseas stuff, they don't keep as much of the same percentages they do domestic.
Well, one of the reasons they say it hasn't been a hit at the box office is because it's not based on a previous, it's not a sequel, it's not a reboot, it's not
Hollywood doesn't. Nobody knows how to fucking go to a movie that's
come out of
something
a book.
original.
It isn't.
What do we do with original? We don't know how to do.
It is original programming, and sci-fi original programming never hits the box office. It never does until it becomes a cult classic. You know, that's just the way it is.
Well, maybe nowadays. I mean, it has previously within the last 30 years easily. Star Wars, Alien.
Yeah, but all those things. What was it?
They weren't based on anything. There were no movies or anything. There were no TV shows or books. They were original movie scripts.
Sure.
But Hollywood hasn't had an original thought in 30 years either.
Hasn't had a big original thought. So
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
It's like the third time.
Wow. So after you watch it, we should talk a little bit more about it on another podcast because I'd be curious to see if you had the same experience that I did when we watched it, which usually we don't. So it's okay.
No.
Yeah.
I would disagree with you. Only in that I think a lot of times we have the exact same thought about it, but for different reasons. That's what we've come to many times.
Well,
we'll get to like the same conclusion on something, or even feel the same way about something, but for different reasons.
Well, but we certainly like our Cocaine Bears and Violent Nights.
You just can't.
I mean, Renfield. We loved all those movies, and we're on
there's
the
only
same
one,
page.
and there's only one way to get to any place with those, so we don't have to worry about that.
That's just fine. That's just pure fun.
Oh, I'm gonna have to. Hey,
what?
Do you think there'll be like another Santa Claus movie this winter?
Violent Night. I would man.
Oh, that'd be
not
awesome.
because of the actor strike and the writer strike. We're not going to see that movie
yeah,
for a while.
That'd never fucking happen, would it?
But wouldn't it be
Wouldn't
great?
that have just been pleasant after everything going on?
It'd be great if they were just filming it right now and it was just going to drop.
Violent Night 2.
It's coming. There'll be another one. It's getting...
Well,
I want it to be like... It's even more violent. I think they should call it Even More Violent Night.
When my family and my extended family gets together on Thanksgiving evening, when everybody's kind of all fat, full of fucking turkey, everybody lays around and watches Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Well, that's a good choice.
I think this year it should be by night.
Oh, how about you take them to the theater to the movie Thanksgiving? Have you heard about that?
You can't get them out of the fucking house. Everybody's too goddamn fat by that. Nobody can move.
But my question is, are you aware there's a Thanksgiving horror film launching called Thanksgiving?
No, really?
Yeah, I saw the trailer to it recently. And let me tell you what. All I did was sit there and it's just looks like the dumbest movie you've ever seen.
Well, I'm not taking any. Well, it's Thanksgiving horrors. What do you expect?
And I mean, is there ever been a Thanksgiving
horrors.
horror movie before? I don't think there has.
Happy Thanksgiving horrors. Crack horrors at Thanksgiving.
Jeez, you're still in the dark net. What's wrong with you?
No, I'm just not finding anything on it. Crack whores at Thanksgiving.
We sure know the difference between someone who only has a government issued laptop. we don't look up crack whores.
This is my own stuff. I didn't look up crack whores. I looked up Thanksgiving whores.
You just need to type in Thanksgiving movie, and that's what'll.
I thought it was
up.
Thanksgiving whores.
No.
Thanksgiving movie. Thanksgiving 2023. Is that it? Just Thanksgiving? Is that what it's all called? Is Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's called Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Oh, so it's not called Thanksgiving whores. It's just Thanksgiving.
I didn't say that. I said Thanksgiving. You are the one that inserted the word whores.
There will be no leftovers.
Yeah. That's the byline. There will be no leftovers.
So this is really, is this really their attempt to do
Thanksgiving slasher film?
Okay, but it's not supposed to be like Violent Night.
No, it's not going to be fun like Violent Night.
He's putting salt and pepper on a person.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And it looks like a little thyme and oregano as well. It's good.
Yeah,
and a bunch of schoolgirls. So the girls are gonna get the schoolgirls at Right Mart are gonna get eated.
And I think there's a woman dressed up as a pilgrim too. It's like they must be in some sort of pageant, Thanksgiving pageant.
There's a parade. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's got Dr. McHunky or whatever. No, not McHunky. It's got one of the doctors from what was that hospital show that was on for a long
Grey's
time?
Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy. It's got the guy who died.
McDreamy?
Because there was Dreamy and Steamy, right? Or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, there's McDreamy and McSteamy, and I
Which
didn't
one?
watch
I think
either
one of them died.
I didn't watch Grey's Anatomy. That was just like a brain suck. I don't watch shows.
I only watched it for like the first 20 years.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think it's actually... It's
Isn't
possible it's still on.
I know, that's my point. That's my point.
And then it's like, it's kind of like
fucking ridiculous,
Mariska
man.
Hargitay's retirement show.
Oh my God, they got a girl. She's cleaning her ears with her. She's cleaning her ears with her Q-tips. Mm-hmm. And I was like, every time I clean my ears too, you're like, what if I just shove these in a little further?
Oh, yeah, that was a rough scene.
And she throws them away. The guy got corn on the cob holders and shoved them in.
Yeah.
I like it.
This is definitely, I don't know. This looks like really one of the stupidest things they could have ever made.
I think it looks stupid, but it looks like a lot of innocent little girls get killed. Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey is in it?
He's the McDreamy guy or McSteamy.
Patrick Dempsey is better than this movie. Why is he in this movie?
He plays a sheriff.
Oof. Oofda.
Okay, somehow or another I got on the wrong part of the internet because it has Patrick Dempsey, Le Sheriff.
Yeah.
How did I get to a fucking French movie website?
Wow.
I wonder if it's not a French film. We should make horror movies about other countries' holidays.
Oh yeah.
If that's what this is.
It's pretty much.
Oh, I suppose it could be Canadian.
I think, you know what I think we need to do? I think we need to end on a high note and start talking about Lower Decks. That's how we're gonna have to wrap this up with Lower Decks.
All right. Speaking of Canada, I want to watch Canadian Bacon. Woo! Invade Canada. All right.
So the most recent episode, Caves, we decided that was kind of a throwaway episode. It was just kind of fun. And
it was fun and did nothing to progress the story of Star Trek Lower Decks in 2023.
No, I mean, we've had this continuation of that really bad, evil ship.
That is stealing
ships, no longer destroying them.
Not destroying them.
So, but we had no progression in that storyline.
This was the thing that, remember, we go back several episodes and I was ranting hoping that they didn't do Thrawn, 10 minutes in the last fucking episode of Ahsoka. Mm-hmm. That kind of horse shit. And they didn't. He got like two and a half episodes. But they're going to do the same damn thing now with this thing. I mean, we've got 2 episodes left.
Yeah, and I think what will probably happen in the next episode is the Cerritos will be the ship that is targeted.
You mentioned that before. I think you're right.
And stolen, and then they will resolve that storyline in the last episode, or there will be a cliffhanger.
Sorry, I'm thinking how Beckett was that one time. This is more fucked up. Star Trek, or no, it wasn't Beckett. It wasn't Beckett that said it. It was Boimler. This is more fucked up than Star Trek could take care of in an hour.
Oh yeah,
yeah. In the last episode with all the AIs, ship, making fun of the fact that Star Trek always seems to wrap everything up nice and tidy in an hour.
Yep.
Like, this is more messed up than Starfleet could fix in an hour.
Was that the episode with Badgie and Goodgie and Logicy, and Badgie kept morphing into different new variations?
No, it was the last episode that had. I was going to say pooper.
Agnes,
yeah, peanut hamper, and Agnes. Yeah. And that's what things were going sideways, and that's where Boimler was like, screwed up, and Starfleet could take care of it in an hour.
Peanut Hamper's dad's name is Kevin. That was pretty funny.
That was great.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm right there with you.
Well, did we ever figure out what they meant by when they said it's time to check out the Black Mountain? Never figured that out.
Yeah, I don't know what that is actually.
The Black Mountain. Well, you look that up, and
sounds kind of Klingon-y, doesn't he?
Yeah, there was a lot of different alien races in this. Shacks.
Yeah, it's Shacks. So it's Bajoran.
Okay.
It's a spiritual battleground where the soul went after death.
Okay, that's cool. Oh, I remember that now. That I just need a little trigger to go into that. But
you've got some triggers, all right.
This, jeez. And apparently it all started with the Thin Mints. I don't know.
Black Nancy, you made a joke.
Oh gosh. Oh. Thank you.
Is this Blue Banana?
Thank you for making black people hate me. I don't need that. I like black people.
It's not everybody that's watched you dance hates you.
They probably do. Well, anyway, so I think, you know, the second to last episode was pretty cool in the megalomaniacal penitentiary with Lord Tyrannochillicus.
Tyrannochillicus was awesome.
Yeah, and they have the group therapy, with the killer robots. That was
And then one human.
perfect. That was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I think Tyrannochillicus is my new hero.
Tyrannochillicus. That would be a fantastic password too. It's got to meet.
Oh, that would be pretty good.
It's got to meet all the criteria there.
No numbers or special characters.
Yeah, right. And then it was like, you can turn your red light blue. You're a jerk.
Well, yeah, but it's like he's taking a dump to do it, you know. Like,
But you know, I mean, that was a hell moment.
But it only worked because it was Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah,
you know, voicing it.
He's fantastic.
And I mean, he's been in like every Star Trek series, I think, except for Next Gen.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we have I mean, that was just a really good episode.
But even tonight, I guess would be tonight's, yeah, because we're doing this on, I would say, filming on a Thursday, like we could afford video.
I know, but no one wants to see my face.
It was very much a, yeah, you know, what do you call that? You said a filler episode.
It was a throwaway episode, is what I said. It was a throwaway episode.
I call them fillers because I don't want to be that mean. But
and all episodes of Lower Decks are good. It's just that there has to be different versions of good, because nothing tops that Green Orion episode. That was fabulous.
That was good.
I mean, it's hard to top that.
And it's just when you think about how TV used to be when they would do 26 episodes, you know, you had 16 that were filler or throwaway because you only had. It's like an album with your favorite artist probably only has 4 really good tracks on it. The other ones are fillers. You know,
now they're called deep tracks.
Well, the ones you don't want to listen to.
The deep track is the song that you never ever listen to.
Oh.
You just pass it over.
But I mean, the point being is that, you know, even, you know, with almost anything we watch nowadays, like you and I, almost every episode is good. Because it's just a different approach with the fact when you're only doing 10 episodes. Granted, the actors get screwed because they're not making as much on the back end after they're done because they're only getting anything from 10 episodes. And that's part of the whole freaking strike, is because these guys that do everything on streaming really get screwed. So that's why they are still in strike.
Okay, but let's so I may have said Caves was a throwaway episode, but they had some amazing dialogue. As always, they said... a bunch of rocks beats centuries of progress every time. That's true. Absolutely, because so true.
As we said, you can use those communicators, it seems, everywhere.
And not in a cave.
But as soon as you get under a couple fucking feet of rocks.
Right. Yeah, that was great. And then they had carnivorous moss.
Every series of Star Trek has been like that. You're in a cave and suddenly shit doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, so did we also meet a new alien species, the Mandalorians? I'd never seen those guys before.
It's Mandalorians?
No, they called themselves Mandorians.
You're talking about the squid people.
The squid people, yeah. Most people find us preachy and unsettling. That's funny. The dialogue is just so good. The writing, it's so good.
The writing on this show, I've said it before, is equal to or surpasses any Star Trek show.
It's incredible. It's incredible writing. Yeah. I mean, the good news, I mean, I think one of the reasons it is they have so much to draw from. You know, when you think about it, it's easier to write parody when something already exists, you know?
You're right. And I was listening to another podcast that I actually respect. Well, I'll just say that the one with the TrekMovie.com podcast, because they have a couple of them. The Shuttlecast or whatever. Anyway, I can't remember which one it was. And they actually brought up this very thing in that with Lower Decks, you know, the first couple seasons of Lower Decks, everything was done, even obviously the comedy and all the writing. They did so much referencing to previous incarnations of Star Trek, you know, where that's, you know, they would get their canon from, and that's where they literally got their material from. and so much focused on those other iterations. But now, I guess so they did season, 3. We're in season 4. The 3 seasons before it now has become enough to where now they're able to get meta and reference themselves now, and start referencing stuff like when there was the little thing about it's not as bad as that Pike thing that we're not supposed to talk about, things like that. So it's just the way they've done the writing and evolved from kind of relying wholly on other Trek incarnations to literally bring in themselves and being more meta with the stuff, and the writing is just I know I'm totally overdoing it, but the writing is just amazing on the show.
We have nothing but good to say about this all the time, and even in their not so great episodes, they're better than most. I mean, seriously, everyone is so much better than American Horror Story.
The shittiest episode of Lower Decks is still better than Encounter at Farpoint. Let's just put it that way.
That's a good one. That's a good reference.
Pie plate, stringy sea space creatures.
Meat puppet, stringy meat puppet. That was a badgy line.
It was a meat pipe.
I'm
a junior grade. A meat pipe.
Well, here we are. I think we're at the end of the rainbow. Yeah.
And I'll be pulling the final curtain. I have no idea what the words are.
Yeah, well, he's dead, so I think he did pull the final curtain.
And Suzanne Summers is dead too.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
Yeah, we
I
haven't.
just found out yesterday.
God, we haven't done an in memoriam portion yet of this.
I just found out
today.
yesterday. I
did too. There's been a bunch of minor deaths recently, but she was a bigger one.
And you have 2 groups of people. You had people that knew her from Three's Company, and all those that just know her from ThighMaster. Yeah, right. And I being I'm proud to be one that knows her from Three's Company.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Let
me tell you a little.
Because if you're only ThighMaster, then you just
my family had a ThighMaster. We had a ThighMaster, and I remember selling it on a garage sale because I hated that fucker.
Was his name Rob?
That wasn't. The ThighMaster is not a joke. That thing was tough. That was hard. It wasn't so easy crunching those thighs. It wasn't so easy.
Did you call out your taco trainer?
No, I didn't. And considering the fact that I've never
crunching those thighs.
My thighs are okay. I don't under thighs. I don't need to crunch my thighs, but it wasn't easy. I think a lot of people thought the ThighMaster was a joke. It was pretty hard.
Hey, it was. It's the shake weight of the 80s.
The shake weight. Well, what did they say how old she was, what she died of, what kind of stuff?
I don't think it was pancreatic cancer, but I think it was cancer. I think she was she only 73?
Oh no, really? Oh no.
Yeah, 73. I can't remember.
Oh, bad. Well, she joins John Ritter now.
Yeah, but it was cancer, if I remember right. I'm trying to find breast cancer.
Oh, okay. Well, that's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so that's pretty sad.
Summers publicist confirmed a statement in NBC News that the actress survived an aggressive form of breast cancer for over 23 years.
Well, okay.
Holy fuck, she was tough, man. If she fought it for that goddamn long.
And that's 23 years is more than action, that's for sure. That's a lifestyle.
No, that would be very much. Well, okay. I was going to say, no, that'd be very much chronic.
That's it's a chronic condition. Becomes a lifestyle.
I understand. I understand what you're saying. I get where you're going. Wow, God, that sucks. That sucks.
She was. Unfortunately, she had to play the stereotypical dumb blonde for most of her roles, or the sex pot, or she just kind of like. She
invented the ThighMaster. The ThighMaster was her product.
Yeah, I know it was.
I didn't know that. She and her husband developed it.
Yeah, she was like a fitness guru type too. She had a lot of videos, fitness videos.
I thought she was just Jane Fondaing it. And, doing the more than 10 million of them were sold at an average price of $30.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go.
Still, yeah, it's oh my God, living with frickin' Ugh, that long. Ugh,
It's unfortunate. I mean, I feel bad that there's a lot of people now from our childhood that are dying, and it's kind of starting to become a weekly thing, you know?
I know. I just lost Betty White.
Yeah. Well, she died a couple years ago, didn't she?
I know, and she really wasn't my generation either, but of course, neither is 76.
Oh, when someone dies in their 90s, they're multiple generations, right?
Well, 76. She shouldn't look freaking 76 years old either.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, rest in peace, Suzanne Summers. And
okay, well, we're not going to end the story on that. What's something funny? Quick.
well,
quick.
we segued
like
out of the funny stuff, and you put maybe we need to move in memoriam to more like the middle. We need to get an actual category set up on the pages
for an in memoriam.
Although I do believe,
but then we're going to be like the Academy because we're going to forget somebody, and people are going to write and complain and go, "How come you didn't put up my fucking salamander, my fucking crab, Mr. Tillywinker that died?"
Oh, you mean like the 5 people that listen to this podcast are going to get mad?
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, and the people I pay to listen.
Well, okay. Hey, I don't know what to say.
We could do it in memoriam. There's a lot of people dying now. Plus, the winter's coming in, so they're going to really start fucking probably knocking off.
Well, it's
because they want to be able to afford to pay their heat. Well, because they're all actors on strike.
You know, hey, that actually isn't even really funny. I mean, this is a shitty situation for those people.
I know, but I'm just following. I'm following Pete's lead on Saturday Night Live that you got to inject some humor into the.
What, Pete Davidson?
Yeah, he had a really. Did you not see his cold opening on SNL?
Yes, I watched the SNL episode with Pete Davidson, even though I really don't like.
I don't like him either, but his cold open was really good.
His cold open was hard. It was a heartfelt statement.
And basically, it was.
His dad died in 9/11.
Well, yeah, I figured that out by the math. That wasn't too terribly.
His dad died in 9/11. I didn't know that. That was really
I didn't know
sad.
that either. But it basically was listen, we know the shit's going on in Israel right now. It sucks, but we want to make funny TV. So let's put somebody out there to talk about it first. And they actually did a similar thing after 9/11 as well.
Well, I thought it was I mean, you know, you can't make a statement like that isn't genuine to your own personality and self. And it was true to him. And that's what made it good. That's what made it good.
Yeah, you tie it to something that's yep.
He's in the movie Dumb Money too, which I recently saw, which is about the GameStop stock thing.
I wonder if that's one of them made fun of. Because he made fun of a lot of his movies that he's been in since he left Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
and how they've all basically tanked. So that was actually part of one of their skits.
I don't think Dumb Money tanked. That was a good movie. It was a really good movie. Paul Dano was in that, and he was amazing.
I don't know who that is, so they don't matter.
He's the Riddler from the most recent Batman.
There was a Riddler?
Yes, this latest Batman with Robert Pattinson,
which I hated.
Paul Dano is the Riddler in that, the new Riddler.
Oh, that's right. There was a Riddler.
You don't find out until the very end of the movie. You don't find out that he's Riddler. He was good. He was good in that role.
Oh, the only guy in that movie that was good was what's his name from Westworld. Who? I
don't watch Westworld.
Detective Clouseau.
Detective Clouseau.
What?
Did I? Are you talking about the Pink Panther? Isn't that?
That's it. Yeah. No, I'm talking about the Batman. Batman. What is the name of the guy? That's the. Yeah, isn't it detective? It's not sergeant. It was sergeant in the. You're
talking about Commissioner
trilogy.
Gordon?
Commissioner Gordon, but he started out as like a Sergeant Gordon, and then Gordon, and I think in the Batman that you're talking about, I don't think he's commissioner in that either, but he's still Gordon. That's what's his name is the one guy. He was from Westworld.
And you talk about whether or not we're going to get another Robert Pattinson Batman, or is he one and done?
Well, from what I understand, they're threatening us with a second one.
Oh no! Okay.
Yeah, so you'll be happy.
I didn't particularly care for him as Batman. I didn't think he did a horrible job, but I mean, it's not my favorite.
You know what? A horrible job? No, I don't think he did a horrible job either.
You liked Catwoman quite a bit.
He didn't do a good job.
Yeah, I mean, you liked Catwoman.
I thought she was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's not a bad movie. I just didn't care too much for the film noir style that they followed.
Yeah, I am right there with you.
That didn't. We saw that movie together. We were in the theater together. Remember? Because I told you. I mean, we talked about this. I think actually on a podcast how bad it smelled in that theater because Batman fans don't. Take care of personal hygiene.
I'm pretty sure you said DC fans.
Batman fans, no, you said, especially.
You said DC fans.
DC fans are different than Marvel fans.
I think you just said don't hydrate, and that's not what it is. It's not hydrating.
It's hygiene. They don't take care of hygiene. They don't wash their butt crack.
And it was DC specifically.
They don't wash their butt crack.
Sorry. You threw that net much wider than Batman.
Please. I mean, I'd like to re-listen to that podcast because I know I had bad things, but it was packed in that theater, and it was
a
really
little musky.
It was smelling bad.
It was a little musky,
and it was over a 3-hour-long movie. So
fuck, I hated that movie. Batman 2 is confirmed and will be directed by Matt Reeves, set for release on October 3rd, 2025, and will be part of a trilogy.
Oh,
because we can't just make one shitty movie anymore.
A Robert Pattinson trilogy. He's going to get 4 movies.
The trilogy's 3.
Oh, duh. Well, but I thought we were launching a trilogy and the other one was going to be a standalone. That's what I thought.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Nice recovery.
So it's going to be a second movie of a trilogy is what you're saying.
Trill as in tries into to 3.
Well, I'm glad I provided an opportunity for you to diss me. Yeah.
Cast not confirmed, but Robert Pattinson will return as the shittiest Batman ever.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Potential returns there's potentials for anybody. Yeah,
I am. Yeah. But are you looking forward to the Joker movie with Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn? No, really, I am.
I love Gaga, but God, the first Joker movie was so terrible.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
So we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, too. And I really did like it.
I can't believe there's almost 1 billion people. I say 1 billion people. I'm trying to do some less. What's 1 billion divided by 10? Because it's at $10 a ticket. Because it made like $1 billion. I can't figure out how that fucking movie made $1 billion.
You know why I can? Because people just like the Joker character. I mean,
but it's not the Joker character, and it's not even like a good reinterpretation of the Joker character.
It's like almost like a real. It's not comedic. It's not like a comic book Joker.
I'm just saying.
Like if Joker was the guy sitting at the Arby's parking lot right now. I mean, the guy that's been there for over 5 years, standing in the Arby's parking lot.
Sucking on his fucking curly fries, pissed because he couldn't get a fucking fried apple pie at McDonald's.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's just not. It's not even a good interpretation of a realistic, gritty. You know, and that's the thing. I always like the dark, gritty movies. I like those. Mm-hmm. That movie sucked. It's just.
It's your Dark Knight style Joker. I mean, it's hard to get past the guy who died.
But I could even be something completely different than that. It doesn't have to be, a Heath Ledger Joker. It could be something completely different.
Oh, I liked Cesar Romero best myself.
Of course actually. You did. Pow, wham, bam,
yeah,
pow.
That's my favorite kind of Batman.
But it could have been something different, completely different than Heath Ledger, which I bet Heath Ledger was fucking fantastic as a Joker.
Well, it killed him. Let's just face it, it killed him.
It did kill him.
It's unfair. You know what? Joaquin is going down the same path as Heath Ledger with his incarnation of the Joker.
We can only hope.
He is, he looks like he's recovered in Napoleon. Have you seen the previews for Napoleon?
I have, and you have all the fun you want to go to it.
Yeah, you don't have to go.
No, I'm not going to.
I go to a movie every week, so it'll be on my list.
I know you do. You just go and you have yourself a good old time.
Do you know what's real fun is that I'm on like a first name basis with the concessions people at the movie theater.
You think that's good?
Well, kind of. I like that I've bonded with them. I like that. They're helpful.
Oh my God. Weren't we just talking about A1C a little while ago?
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Should we bid our adieu to our audience today? Should we sign off, or what you poking around there for? Are you looking for some
no?
more stuff?
I don't. No, I wasn't. I was just even. I mean, I know you're not into sports or anything. I'd look at him, and it's that fucking lip. It's just like when I watch football, and you see Michael Strahan on NFL on Fox. He's got that big goddamn gap between his fucking teeth. I'm like, dude, you are worth millions of dollars. Get a fucking.
Well,
you can order this shit in the mail now and get the little thingies and push your teeth together.
Some people like themselves the way they are. Do you have an issue with that? If he likes the gap in his teeth,
I do. Because it's not right. God doesn't like it.
What? You're an atheist.
I know, but if God did exist, he wouldn't like that gap between those teeth.
Gosh, shut up. I personally, I like gaps.
He's like, I made the human body, and you're gonna walk around with that fucking gap.
Do you know what? I think gaps in teeth are kind of fun. I kind of like it when people have that.
I mean, if you're a whistler, sure. But I've never heard Michael Strahan whistle.
Yeah, come on. Good grief. Oh, boy. Oh, wow. I don't even know what to say, but I never in my life have noticed a problem with Joaquin Phoenix's mouth.
That's because he's never tried to whistle either.
So now I'm going to look at him differently.
It's huge.
Why haven't I noticed it before?
You're such a fucking liar.
No, I haven't. I mean,
I don't see face either.
No, come on. I didn't say that.
Who's that black Yoda?
I didn't say that. I said it is perfectly acceptable for me to say that there was a black kid in the Loki show because he was black.
Would you like me to give you a shovel so you can dig deeper, quicker?
No, I'm standing by that. He was black. It's his race. He's fine. I mean, I could have said African American, but black and African American. Black is kind of the new African American. That's the way people are saying it now. It's not bad.
Another 5 years, I'm gonna have some really good fun with some of the words we used to use.
Jeez.
Us.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Okay. Well, anyway, tonight we have I'm sorry. I broke the format tonight. I broke the new format. I went all over the place. We went back to our roots. Except neither of us were coughing throughout the whole thing. So
I kind of have been. I'm sorry.
You weren't coughing, and I wasn't thumping the table, so it's not like we went back to episode 1. Oh, I talked about coughing, and now you're just coughing on purpose. Yes, I said.
Fucking asthma. God.
Well, I'm sure people with cleft palates didn't want you making fun of them tonight either.
I'm not giving a shit about anybody making fun of me. Mark it.
Okay, where is that high shot
Get your damn
symbol?
lip fixed.
Boom, boom, when we need it.
Oh, he's right here.
There we go. Thank you.
Hey, that was like the first time ever.
This is the first time we landed that. We landed that triple axle.
I stuck the landing.
Stuck the landing. That's great.
All right, we're done. We got to be done.
Thanks everyone. If you're still listening, if you've hung on to
God
the end,
bless you.
We love you. Thank you.
Can I tell you a story about Jesus? My Lord and Savior.
Okay, boy, that's
I actually used to have that happen in my apartment in Hollywood. People show up Saturday morning about 9 a.m. knocking at the door.
Oh, I know. I've had
Can
visits.
I talk to you about Jesus?
I've had visits from those folks as well.
You can talk to me from over there on the other side of the parking lot.
Yep. I told someone once that came to my door, they woke me up real early in the morning. I told them I was Wiccan. And they never came back. They never came back. I'm not Wiccan, but I'm Lutheran, but I told them I was Wiccan. Same thing. Yeah, I don't think so.
Another one of God's witches.
And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing. I want to make a disclosure. There's nothing wrong with the Wiccan religion.
You are a Jello witch.
No.
Lutheran.
Oh, I'm a cherry. Yeah, I'm a cherry Jello witch.
Yep. Jello witch.
Yeah. Yep. Anytime you go to a Lutheran church and open up that refrigerator, there will be a cherry Jello salad in there. Or a green salad.
Green one with carrots.
With carrots. Yeah. And a mayo on top.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yum. But hopefully it's mayo, not. Or fucking mayo.
Yeah.
All right, we're done.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Some kind of musical outro.
Good night. Bye.